It is a Tuesday morning. Meteorologist Rod Hill coming to you from Portland. I'm actually in the KGW studios this morning. Interesting morning this morning. We were clear for the bulk of the middle of the overnight hours, and temperatures a couple different times just dropped like a stone. And then cloudiness came in starting around sunup or whatever, a little bit before actually. And then the temperature with the cloud cover started to go up. But here I think is what is really telling. I mean, it's mid-November, and this morning out at the airport, site specific, PDX, Portland, only the third overnight into the morning hours that we have seen temperatures dip below 40. Only the third time. That's how mild we've been. And in fact, the low temperature, which was right before midnight overnight, goes in the climate book for yesterday's date. Portland got down to 36 degrees. Only two other mornings had we been below 40, and they were each 39 back in October. Salem. Now, these are the unofficial lows. And in some cases, some of these, when the climate report comes out later today, will be adjusted downward. But you've got Salem at 33, Beaverton the same, Vancouver 34, Eugene at the airport down to 31 degrees. There were at least a few reports, and I saw one of the cameras with light frost in the valley this morning. The camera that I saw was the Oregon Garden Resort camera out in Silverton, and that showed some light frost on the grass. There was also a report in the Tiger area of some light frost. You can see Beaverton 33, may have been 32. So anyway, one of the headlines, the cold this morning, and the fact that we're going to be as cold and maybe colder overnight tonight into Wednesday morning with cold, frosty conditions in scattered locations of the Willamette Valley expected once again. Now, the next rain system coming in Wednesday overnight into Thursday looks like it again makes a bullseye into California. This is the European map. This is Thursday afternoon. Notice the low right here dropping south into Northern California. This is another system and a series of, not every single one, but the majority of fronts for the last couple of weeks now have weakened as they approach the West Coast, have split, what we call split, and the mothership low has migrated down into California. They had flooding issues last week and earlier this week in parts of California because of all the rain they've been getting, and our rain amounts continue to be quite light. All right, so here's the immediate headline. Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, coldest night, colder in many spots than even this morning by at least a degree or two, with freezing temperatures, not everybody, but in scattered locations, light frosty, valley temps 29 to 37 degrees overall. All right, all of this brought to you by the Momentous Wealth Podcast. Listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify for a variety of investment topics meant to educate you. All right, let's move on. Let's get to the National Blended Model. This is the overnight low projection for tomorrow, Wednesday, which will be, of course, the 19th of November, just like that, the 19th. Now, notice this shows right about, right along the water up in Seattle. It's got 38, Tacoma 35, 35 down toward Olympia as well. Then you've got 36 in Kelso Longview. This shows 35, 36, 37 in Portland. One wild card is that tomorrow morning, it's very possible that before sunup, east winds start to come out of the gorge. I'm not sure if they will or not. But if they start blowing before sunup, that will actually, elevate some of the temperatures and they won't be as cold. But this shows mid-30s, pretty widespread from Kelso Longview into Portland, down into Salem. Does show 32 degrees down in Lane County. In Eugene, once again, shows 37 in Tillamook, 20s over in Central Oregon, and 20s out in Eastern Oregon. Now, absolutely believing in scattered locations, there will be a whole fistful of 32-degree temperatures tomorrow morning. Now, cloudiness comes in tomorrow night into Thursday. So that's why Thursday's lows are all of a sudden back up to 40 or better for the most part from Eugene, all the way up into Portland, all the way up into the Kelso Longview area. And then you've got 30s, but above freezing up in Seattle and 40s along the coast. In fact, 44 in Tillamook. One of you a couple of videos ago said, "Hey, Rod, make your mouse bigger." Okay, see it? I've done it. It's bigger. I hope that's more clear for everybody to see. Okay. So one more cold night, and then we'll start to warm up as we get into more of an active weather flow pattern. Here's the next rainmaker. This is the satellite picture today. Here's Portland. And by the way, if you look carefully, see the clouds, see the little trough, this very weak trough right in here, driving the clouds that returned early this morning and will be with us much of the day today. There may or may not be some traceable raindrops from these clouds. The best chance of that is up around Astoria. And then you can see a dry break back here with clearing into the overnight hours of tonight that could lead to frosty fog tomorrow morning in the valley. And then tomorrow night into Thursday morning, this next system comes. Now, on the satellite picture, it looks pretty impressive. But again, it's going to split. This northern low, or the low right here, rather, is going to go up to our north, and the whole system is going to weaken. There's going to be a secondary low develop, and that's the one that's going to pop down into California. I mean, right now, you see the upper level low in California? Well, this is going to take that same path. Okay. So what are we looking at moisture-wise? Here is this afternoon. This is the American GFS kind of future radar product showing basically nothing this afternoon. All right, that's simple. Here's Wednesday morning, basically nothing. Here's Wednesday afternoon. So the models differ on how quickly rain is coming in. This one shows some rain nearing the coast tomorrow about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then pushing inland during the evening. Then even an evening light shower chance coming through the valley. And then the main rain band, this is in the middle of the night. This would be this will be before midnight, actually, Tuesday overnight, late evening, before the midnight hour. Rain band moves through, and then you get into Thursday morning. Here we are at 4 a.m. into 5 and 6 and 7. There's not much. And then eventually during the day, this is in the getting into the afternoon, everything falls apart. So if that's correct, we'd have a little bit of rain Wednesday overnight, some showers Thursday morning early, and that would be about it. I'm not sure that's correct. I think you can make the case that the rain band comes in more like early Thursday morning, and then it breaks up and we don't get anything. But total rain amounts will be light, probably doing well to get a tenth of an inch of rain in the Willamette Valley, for example. I don't see anybody at the coast getting more than, say, a quarter of an inch of rain from that system. Okay, so the Thursday rain chance, let me go back. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. I do want to play this into Friday. Here's Friday. This is Friday morning. This is Friday getting into the afternoon hours. Notice how this future radar product, this is Friday, has the rain mainly up to our north. I'm not sure that's correct. It could be, but you could also make the argument that what we call a flattened ridge pattern will allow this rain to come down closer to the Columbia River Friday. So I do have a light shower chance, at least for Portland on Friday. And then right now the weekend looks to be mainly dry. Okay, now I want to jump into the next front. So if we can squeeze out a dry Saturday, pretty good confidence we will. So confidence on Sunday. And then the next front comes in Sunday overnight into Monday morning. This is a way for me to tell you what the snow level is. This is this coming Sunday afternoon. These are temperatures in Celsius at 5,000 feet in the atmosphere, 850 millibars. It's that air mass temperature that I speak of. This is +6, +7, +8. That's a high snow level, but Sunday's has a good chance of being dry, so we don't care. Now, the front comes in Monday morning. See the change? Here's the colder air. See the minus numbers? So this is the front right here. This is Monday morning. Bring some moisture in with it. And then during into the noon hour, this is now -3, -2. So that sets up the potential for snow over Cascade passes developing during the day Monday as this colder air mass starts to move in. And there it is still with us. Now, right now, I have Tuesday of next week as being dry, but that's some much colder air. And let's see. And then when do we moderate? Well, here's the warm up getting into Wednesday of next week. So that was pretty cool. Again, if you backtrack, that's Sunday. Here's the colder air in gray. The potential snow level at Cascade Pass is Monday. Tuesday, I've got us dry. And by Wednesday, we start to warm up. And there could potentially be some moisture with that warm up going into Wednesday of next week. By the way, let's go ahead and play it because it just dawned on to me that Thursday, the 27th of next week is Thanksgiving. The models haven't been consistent. Right now, I think most of them show a rain chance over Thanksgiving Day. This is +10. If that doesn't change, whatever happens Thanksgiving Day, the snow level would be crazy high, like above 8,000 feet on the mountains. We'll continue to watch that and update that for you. This is the same model, the GFS. Quite frankly, the American GFS model has been the one most accurate for the last couple of weeks. It's been the one really weakening these systems and driving the rain, heavier rain down into California, and it's been right. Snow, Mount Hood, Wednesday. What's the show? Half of an inch? Not really anything, right? It does show 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 inches up in the Cascades of northern Washington. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here's the overall flow pattern real quick. Here's the week trough this afternoon with the low producing rain down in California. Here is a dry Wednesday. See the ridging? Here's that Thursday trough moving in. Let's go ahead and play it. Thursday trough. Again, see this is Thursday midday. Here's the colors and see the bottom of the trough. That's a weak low. That's most of the rain going into California again. That's Thursday. And then here's what I mentioned a moment ago is a flat ridge. This is Friday afternoon. Here's a ridge out here, 582 height. But see how the axis, so this is the axis. Instead of being like vertical would be the axis would be like a tent or, right on top of us. But this one kind of lays down. It's what we call a flat ridge. It allows the moisture to come crawling just on the north side of the ridge. And, maybe we get some rain or maybe it's to our north. Again, that's kind of unknown. That's Friday. Saturday, really everything points to dry weather. Sunday's kind of on the fence. It depends on timing, but right now it looks like we have a chance for Sunday to stay dry through the afternoon. Here comes that next system Monday. Doesn't look very strong, does it? Boy, it really doesn't. Um, yeah, look at that. Okay, that passes, and then we got some dry time on Tuesday. And then remember that air mass map was really warm on Thanksgiving Day. Well, good grief. Look at the ridging taking place. And if this is correct, well, Thanksgiving Day would be dry, but it's been all over the place. I mean, when I looked last night on the modeling, a lot of the models had Thanksgiving getting some rain. So it's an unknown. Again, it's a weak flow pattern. Models have a problem handling a weak flow pattern with any consistency whatsoever. Okay. All right. I'm going to go around the horn real quick. Medford, 52 today, 56 tomorrow. Chance of some showers Thursday, mid 50s. There's dry weather on Friday and Saturday, and maybe all dry on Sunday with highs in the 50s. Okay. Beautiful Central Oregon. I don't get over there as often as I would like. 49 today, 52 tomorrow, 29 tonight. That's chilly. 33 to 50 on Thursday. All dry basically probably until that system on Monday of next week. Okay. But that's not a bad forecast. I do want to touch on the Dows because let's see here. Well, this is going 35. The Weather Service has a freeze warning out for parts of the gorge from about Hood River through the Dalles into Arlington overnight tonight into Wednesday morning. For temperatures freezing, obviously, and maybe into the upper 20s. It will depend on what the wind speeds are doing. I'm surprised this shows as warm as 35. Boy, that would seem to be an outlier. Again, you folks in the gorge and the Hood River Valley and eastward under a freeze warning for tonight. There's Thursday still dry, 51. Friday still dry. Could be dry really until we get into Monday out there in the Dalles. Okay, up in Seattle, what do you got going on? Today, chance of some showers, 49. Tomorrow, all dry, and there's the rain chances creeping in Thursday, Friday. Daytime highs hold in the 50s. Okay, all right. I'm curious to see what this gives for Eugene for a low tonight. Yeah, these numbers are just too warm. So that makes sense. The Dalles, if you saw 35, it's probably going to be freezing. I think Eugene, which hit freezing this morning, could be freezing tomorrow morning. Again, that's too warm. Salem, which hit just around freezing this morning, has a good chance to be freezing again tomorrow morning. So again, these automated outputs from the Weather Service are just way too warm. They just are. Okay, so enough of that. All right, here comes the 7-day forecast from the Hazeldale Tire Pros up in Vancouver off of Highway 99, off of I-5. 52 this afternoon, maybe a tall order with the cloudiness. Cloudiness will break a little bit later today. And then the foggy spots in the valley tomorrow morning. I've got 36 in Portland, but believing we will have a whole fistful of 32-degree temps with some frost in the valley scattered. We get sun tomorrow, though. Clouds come in late day. Showers on Thursday. The best rain chance might be in the morning and then some dry time. So not much rain. We mentioned up to 1/10 of an inch of rain at most. Friday, that light shower chance that might hold to our north. Saturday, right now, a good chance of staying dry. If so, maybe lower than 43. I use the model dew points to project these lows. We'll keep you updated on that. Sunday right now has a decent chance of staying dry with the rain into Monday. Okay, I'm Rod Hill. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. You will be notified when I post if you have your notifications turned on. Helps me out too. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon.